Welcome to Hangover Reviews. Since it's almost a month until The Force Awakens, I thought I'd start reviewing some Star Wars stuff. So let's start with everyone's favourite movies, the prequel trilogy. First up we have Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Don't bother reading the crawl on this one, it's not important. It's trade embargoes, Naboo, Jedi's going to sort it out. This movie is much better if you don't pay attention to the plot. That's what I did when I was 7 and I loved it. That's why I'm going to start with the good stuff. We get new John Williams score, which is amazing. We get more Ben Burt sound design. Although nothing really tops the pew from A New Hope. I'll get to that when I do the original trilogy. And we get young Obi-Wan Kenobi, played by Ewan McGregor. He does a fantastic job of conveying a younger version of a character we already know. His charm and dry wit really add dimension to a character that we previously only knew as an old mentor. Darth Maul is cool as well, it's a shame we don't get to see more of him through the rest of the trilogy. The lightsaber battles with him are really cool as well. They're a lot faster and more acrobatic than anything we'd seen in the original trilogy. Alright, on to stuff I didn't like. Here we get to see the humble beginnings of Anakin Skywalker, which nobody really wanted to see. Especially not like this. Who wants to see a 9-year-old flirt with a 14-year-old? The pod racing is cool, but that scene is far too long. In my opinion though, the film's worst problem is it doesn't really know what it is. Is it a fun wacky kids film or a tense political drama? In regards to Hangover viewing, there's a lot of loud shooting and lightsabering right from the start. From that point on, the film pretty much alternates from loud violence to boring trade talks. If Jar Jar annoys you normally, you will definitely hate him with a hangover. I don't really mind him personally. I don't like him, but I don't hate him. I thought he was cool when I was a child though, I will admit that. Anyway, the battle droids are far more annoying, you just see less of them. Alright, let's get it over with. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. What did I like about this one? Not a lot. We get more witty, sarcastic Obi-Wan, which I love. We also get to see the start of his long career in chopping hands off in bars. The car chase at the start is pretty cool, it's very different from anything we've seen in Star Wars before, although it is pretty similar to things we've seen in Fifth Element before. And the fight scene with Obi-Wan and Jango Fett is pretty good. Basically, I like the parts with Ewan McGregor in them. You know, I used to deal death sticks in a bar and then one day I just decided to go home and think about my life and now I'm doing this. I also have another controversial opinion about something in this movie. I love R2-D2's little rockets. That bit is boss. Everyone's saying, oh, if you had them all along, why didn't you use them in the original trilogy? Well, it's been like 20 years since they last used them. It makes sense that they would have broken. Do you have any bits of technology that worked perfectly after 20 years? Hey, stuff I don't like. Settle in. This is not a good movie. It's definitely the worst Star Wars. If you don't count the Christmas special. At 2 hours and 22 minutes, it's the longest by a whole 2 minutes, but it feels a lot longer than that because of how much it drags in the middle. It relies far too heavily on CGI. The whole trilogy does, but I feel it's worst here. Hayden Christensen is very wooden in the role of Anakin Skywalker. I don't think he's entirely to blame though. I think with better dialogue and a better director, he could have made something of the role. There's just so much to relate to about that character as it is. Is that just me? I just hate sand. Speaking of, that whole Naboo business is terrible. There's no need to jam in this romance that nobody's buying anyway. Showing more scenes of them rolling about in grass doesn't make it seem like they love each other more. No part of this is good for a hangover. The aforementioned Naboo scenes will make you want to pull your brain out your ear. The rest of the movie is a lot of loud CGI based nonsense. That C-3PO head swapping bit is far worse than anything Jar Jar's ever done. Also, I don't want Dexter Jetster cooking me food, he looks unhygienic. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. This is my personal favourite of the prequels. Even the opening crawl is a lot more exciting in this one. Starts with "War!" exclamation mark. Might as well just say this is where the fun begins. The first 20 minutes of this film is good, fun, exciting, fast-paced action. We get a lot of sarcastic Obi-Wan right from the get-go, and R2-D2 destroying battle droids. But then it's back to Anakin and Padme's soap opera. Then it pretty much alternates between cool action scenes and melodramatic Anakin for the rest of the movie until right at the end where we combine the two. We do get some Wookiees in here though. Wookiees are amazing. My main problem with this film, other than the Anakin Padme rubbish, is that a very serious line of dialogue is completely undermined by the use of the word youngling. That is a great word for other situations though, I think we should all use that more. This, again, is not good for a hangover. The space battle at the start will just destroy your weakened brain with how much is going on in that scene. And all the other action and melodrama, and there's a birth that happens, none of that is good hangover viewing. So in conclusion, don't watch any of the Star Wars prequels with a hangover. But without a hangover, 3 is the best, 2 is the worst, 1 is okay. That's the review for this week. If you liked it, subscribe for a new video every Sunday, and definitely come back in 2 weeks where I'll be reviewing the original trilogy. If you have any suggestions for reviews, leave them in the comments or tweet me at Hangover Reviews. Have a good hangover, may the Force be with you.